BRF, formerly Brasil Foods S.A., is a Brazilian food conglomerate created from the merger of Sadia S.A.into Perdigão S.A. For over 80 years, since the inauguration of its first plant in Videira, Santa Catarina, it has been producing animal proteins, processed foods, margarines, pastas, frozen pizzas and vegetables. The company was listed by Forbes magazine among the 100 most innovative in the world for 2 years running, 2012 and 2013, taking 39th place in the world. The group's two largest industrial units are located in Uberlândia, Minas Gerais and in Rio Verde, Goiás. In 2015, BRF processed 1.7 billion birds and 10 million head of hog and cattle. The all-stock merger transaction was approved by Brazil's antitrust authority CADE on July 13, 2011, after the imposition of restrictions that reduced the size of the deal. A study conducted by the Brazilian magazine Estado Dinheiro and Millward Brown Vermeer ranked Sadia and Perdigão one of the 50 most valuable brands in Brazil, in 3rd and 17th place respectively. The same survey showed that Sadia is the country's only food brand to figure among the top 10 most valuable brands of the decade. History. The negotiations for the acquisition of Sadia by Perdigão began in 2008, led by then CEO José Antonio de Prado Faye. The conclusion of the transaction, which was announced officially in May 2009, effectively created BRF, which continued under FAY's leadership. In October 2011, BRF acquired two companies in Argentina, Avex and Danica, for $150 million. 1 year later, in Abu Dhabi, the new company acquired a 49% interest in the food producer Federal Foods for $36 million. In April 2013, the entrepreneur Abilio Dinas was elected the new chairman of the board of directors of BRF and began to advance a plan of internal changes. After 4 months, Claudio Galeazzi replaced José Antonio de Prado Faye as CEO. Galeazzi would replicate with Abilio Dinas a partnership lasting years, similar to the ones they had at other companies previously led by Dinas. Another interest in Federal Foods was acquired for $27.8 million in April 2014. In August of the same year, BRF acquired the frozen food distributor Al Yazra Food Company in Kuwait for $160 million. With these acquisitions, the company expanded its operations in the Middle East and advanced its international expansion plan. Present in many countries, 50.2% of BRF's revenue came from export sales in 2015. In September 2014, BRF sold its dairy assets to the French group Lactalis for $1.8 billion REAIS, which included the brands Batavo, Cotoches and Elage. According to BRF, the decision to sell the dairy division assets was due to the weak financial return. Also in September 2014, Claudio Galeazzi announced he would step down as CEO to be replaced by Pedro Faria, who assumed the office in January 2015. Also in 2015, BRF became the first Brazilian company to invest in the issue of green bonds, which are securities whose proceeds must be invested in environmentally sustainable projects. In alignment with BRF's strategic globalization plan, SATS, BRF was created in Singapore, and in China it launched Sadia with a snack line. In the Middle East, BRF acquired an interest in Qatar National Import and Export. In Argentina, it acquired, through its subsidiaries Avex and Quick Foods, the traditional brands Vieníssima, Goodmark, Manti and Delicia. In Brazil, Perdigão resumed its operations in strategic categories after 3 years during which it refrained from such activities due to the settlement reached with Brazil's antitrust authority CADE in connection with the merger of Sadia and Perdigão. Investors. A publicly traded company since 1980, BRF has been listed on the Novo Mercado segment of the São Paulo Stock Exchange since 2006, under the ticker BRF S.A. The stock is also listed on the New York Stock Exchange. BRF is a component of the world's leading sustainability indexes, which confirms the connection between social and environmental practices, market reputation and business performance. Since 2005, it has been a component of the Corporate Sustainability Index of the BM&F Bovespa, and it is the only food company in the index. In 2015, BRF became the first Brazilian company to invest in the issue of green bonds, which are securities whose proceeds must be invested in environmentally sustainable projects. BRF is also the only Brazilian company in the industry to be included in the Dow Jones Sustainability Index Emerging Markets for the 4th straight year. In 2015, it was one of the 10 companies chosen to be part of the Euronext Videira 70, a European stock index that tracks the performance of the 70 listed companies in developing countries with the highest performances in corporate responsibility. Corporate structure. In February 2016, the company conducted a review of its corporate structure, which is now divided as follows: 6 global regions, namely LATAM, Europe, Asia, Middle East, Africa, and Brazil. The latter, because of its complexity, now has 2 general managers responsible for sales and AMP marketing and planning and AMP distribution, 5 vice presidents, 1. Finance and AMP management, 2. People, 3. Marketing, innovation and AMP quality, 4. Supply chain, 5. Legal and AMP corporate relations. In Brazil, BRF has 35 plants and 20 distribution centers. Outside of Brazil, it operates 8 industrial units in Argentina, 1 in the United Kingdom, 4 in Thailand and 1 in the United Arab Emirates, as well as over 20 distribution centers. The industrial facility in Abu Dhabi in the Middle East was inaugurated in 2014 and, after 1 year in operation, is slated to expand its annual production capacity from 70,000 to 100,000 tons by the end of 2016. The company's main competitors are JBS Marfrig, Ison Foods, and Bunge.